My video feed is working? Hey, how many of you are here? Not too many though. I sent invites from friends stream. Nice to see you anyway. How are you this night? Yeah, that's my usual intro. The ADHD project, the advanced dial home device. I still need to write the software for it. And I also need to define the communication protocol for my home automation system. That it's gonna work on top of MQTT, the message queue and telemetry protocol. And message queue and telemetry transport protocol. Pretty popular among the Internet of Things crowd. But I will really need to do some work on how I want the message exchange between the nodes of the system to look like. Because from what I remember, there are no standards that are anyhow universal, so I would have to write my own session or presentation layer protocol. Gary, Robert, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And, yeah. Guess what this means? In half an hour. This is gonna be hot. Oh yeah, Chipmunk. You're still having a grudge against Fran. At least now. No, I think you two will get along just fine. I hope so. Yeah, waffles, of course waffles. What else would you expect? The best waffles in continental Europe. Arguably better than Big Clive. And, yeah, not since tonight. I got one little thing to show you, because one of the guys at our local hackerspace asked me if I have any tried and true tester that could detect cables in the walls. I made one. Prototype quality build, but this uses the guts, the printed circuit board from a tester named Phaser 777. This is the phaser. And I even have the custom-made marking on it. Stun and kill. And what this does, it detects the electrical field from the cables nearby. And it will do some warble if let's get this lamp for demonstration purposes. This potentiometer, it adjusts the sensitivity of detection. Pretty far out, getting closer and closer to the cable. And if I turn down the sensitivity to the stun region, I would have to get pretty close. But the problem with the original Phaser 777 is that it gives lots and lots and lots of false positives, like even turning the sensitivity down. You can put it close to the wall, anywhere, nowhere near the actual cables underneath, and it will still give a false positive. What I figured out was that this was because of stray electric fields, and when I touched the wall with my other hand, the problem seemed to go away pretty much. And then I came up with a hypothesis that if I added some shielding around the electrode to limit the detection area to a spot of a few square centimeters, it would increase the precision drastically. And I decided to use a dead Phaser 777, a printed circuit board taken out of a dead phaser, couple it with an electrode in the middle, and adding a plate from a typical European switch or socket outlet. And this did the job for me. I can set the sensitivity. I can even crank it all the way that it gives a false positive, but generally speaking it does the same thing as the original phaser, but way better. And this makes the device actually useful. Of course, all the metal parts are grounded, and I'm holding them, so everything is on the same potential as my body. No way of picking up any stray fields. Okay, time to read the chat. Is that gas nitrous oxide? No, it's I think it's air and some methane or propane butane for. Yeah, let's check the composition if there is any. Yeah, there's a warning sign that this is flammable, and it has been scientifically proven that this is in fact flammable. But there's no information about the composition of the gas. If I only had a gas chromatograph. Pyromaniac in the house, yeah! Yeah, what are you doing in my house? Get off my lawn! Good set of cutters. Oh, hi Eileen. By the way, speaking of cutters, I'm really keen on getting the Weller RM cutters. Those are Swiss-made high-end tools, but I'd absolutely love to be able to afford that stuff. Why is this lamp overshadowing NASA? Yeah, Aileen, this is the NASA you gave me. Not the WFO time yet. Check the material safety data sheet. If I had the material safety data sheet, maybe I can look it up. Oh, am I feeling cranky from all the caffeine? That's nice. I got this board. You might remember it from the last stream. Now I completely discombobulated the blood gas analyzer. And I will be reverse engineering this board, getting deeper and deeper, and building my 8080 computer someday. Maybe I will try recreating the INSAI 8080. Maybe not a replica, but something inspired by INSAI. I would absolutely love to have an INSAI. I just loved war games too much. Deaf for a bit, right? Exciting. Yeah, okay. So, I'm almost fresh off the boat, the boat city. I went there for slightly over 2 weeks. I went there on Monday. Like 3rd of Monday 3rd of June. Came back on 20th, on 19th, on this Wednesday. I had tons and tons of stuff to do in my old city. Visited the Book Art Museum a few times. Also visited the exhibitions away from the main location of the museum, but the museum has 2 external exhibitions. I also had to visit those. I went to the electronics flea market, but the electronics flea market, I remember going there ever since the early 2000s, when I was in the middle school, not even the high school. And back then the place, it was teeming with life. it has so much nice parts, nice devices, test gear, tubes, tools, vintage parts, sometimes even the military stuff. Back there, it was living, and you had to pay an entrance fee of a few zlotys. But after you did that, you were in the frigging gold mine for electronic parts. And later on, it moved to another location. And this was a downward spiral for the electronics flea market. Less and less salespeople came. Even the old ones, the geezers that I sometimes bought tube stuff from, they eventually disappeared. And at some point I just stopped giving a crap about the flea market. I stopped going there because there was just no useful stuff anymore. There was just oh crap, nothing interesting anymore. This time I went there out of the sheer curiosity. I went there to check it out, see if there was anything interesting. Nada. Zilch. Just some crap. Not even interesting vinyl records. The only thing I brought back from there, the VFD. You already saw the VFD in the recent video. I will still have to figure out the communication protocol to drive this thing, because the VFD itself, it has a built-in control interface that accepts commands from some sort of a serial interface, something like SPI, but with a single data line. Like it looks like SPI with master output slave input line, but not but no master input slave output. Clearly it's a single direction communication. Okay, time to read the chat. CPE 1704 TKS. Got no idea what this is. Let me Google that up. Flashback data blog. That's the missile launch code. Oh yeah, that's the Wargames reference. Okay. Yeah. I will have to ask Joshua about it. Gotta ask Joshua about it. Yeah, decline in the liveliness in surplus stores. Surplus stores? Holy crap! They have gone the way of the dodo. At least here in Poland. Because in the 90s and 2000s, most of the industry all but disappeared. Factories were liquidated. Whole factories. The entire Unitra conglomerate. It was liquidated. Hardly anything survived. Diora, it was disbanded. Tonsil, it was vastly limited. They are still around. Lots of other factories. Phonica, they made some really nice turntables. And they were sold over to Daewoo, the Korean ones, to make TVs. And this was a hostile takeover. In the 90s, a lot of foreign corporations saw the opportunity to buy out large Polish factories just to get rid of any competition. And they bought them out only to liquidate them and get rid of the competition. Other state-owned factories, plants, they soon just didn't survive the new free market reality. The already enshittified free market, because the Western corporations, they already outsourced most of their divisions to the Far East. Maybe not China yet, but Japan, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, all those Asian tigers. That's where they moved all the production, all the engineering. And the West has become disindustrialized, and this includes the States, but most of all this includes Europe. For example, think about Philips. Philips in the Netherlands, they used to be an enormous conglomerate making all kinds of electronics, both hi-fi, the entertainment stuff. Some of that was very innovative, like they pioneered the compact cassette, they pioneered the CD. Holy bloody fuck! That's impressive. They made groundbreaking progress, and a lot of what we take for granted now. It comes from Philips. They made vacuum tubes. Then the Philips Mullard tube typing system that gave birth to the Pro Electron semiconductor typing system. that was the European industry standard. Like BC107, BD139, all those markings, the European ones, they in fact come hell back to the Philips Mullard tube marking systems. They have been translated so that the first letter corresponds not to the heater voltage but to the material, the type of semiconductor, like gallium arsenide or silicon or germanium, whatnot. Second letter corresponds to the function, the intended function of a semiconductor device, like C would be a small signal transistor, D would be a power transistor, F would be a high frequency small signal transistor, L would be high frequency large power transistor. Does it look any similar? Like, we've got ECC81, EL34, ECC that would be two small signal triodes in one envelope. EL would be a power pentode. Those markings from the vacuum tube system, they were repurposed for semiconductors. And I would even argue that functionally they have their counterparts, like EY would be the vacuum tube diode, but the BY would be a rectifier diode, then the semiconductor one, then the silicon rectifier diode. Isn't it pretty brilliant that those systems, as a matter of fact, one evolved from another? Just like the early phototypesetting systems evolved from the hot metal typesetting machines. Monophoto, then the first generations of monophoto phototypesetting systems from the Monotype Corporation, they were basically almost identical to the monotype composition casters. Some of the mechanisms, some of the parts have been replaced with the mechanisms strictly related to the different typesetting technology, but others they have been kept from the old version, from the hot metal typesetting machines, like the paper readout machine, because both the caster and the initial film setter, like it was named, used the 31-channel perforated paper ribbon as a composed text, composed and encoded text storage media. And the camshaft and followers and levers that drove and synchronized all the mechanisms of both the film setter and composition caster, nearly identical. Of course, the melting pot from the hot metal typesetting machine was gone, replaced by a film drum and drive mechanism. The mold was replaced by a lamp and exposure device. The matrix case, because those machines, they had square or rectangular frames with individual matrices that were made of brass, used for casting the type, but in monophoto those matrices were replaced by semi-transparent masked plastic or glass matrices, something like you see on the projection displays most of you watch Fran, and you may know those old projection displays, how they work. They project light through a non-transparent mask with some transparent cutout forming the character. This is how the phototype setting technology worked in the early days. It had matrices with different typefaces. Only now you didn't have to have a whole set of matrices, of matrix cases for different type sizes, because you could zoom them in or out for different type sizes. You had to have a single matrix case for any particular typeface or character set, but didn't have to have all of them distinct for 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, etc. points type size. I'm going off on a tangent and almost forgot about the waffle time. So yeah. And reading the chat. Yeah, ham radio fairs. Pity that they are not really popular here in Poland. And even if I knew about some hamfest or swap or flea market, it would probably be in another city, so getting there would be quite a task for me, because I'm very limited to the local area. Can't afford travel. I really don't travel often. Not as often as I would like to, because it's always the cost. LC series transistors. This was the early marking system, I guess. 36 degrees outside now. Yeah, Linda, 36, but in Celsius or Fahrenheit? Because right here it's 16.76 Celsius. Catfight weather, yeah. Roads trying to melt. Yeah, I guess it's 36 degrees Celsius. Photoplotter. Yeah, I think that now this is also how they do the PCB manufacturing. The substrate with a layer of copper, it's covered with a resist, and then it's exposed to light through a mask, and then the unexposed resist is washed out and etched. At home we typically do the thermal transfer printing method, like clean the substrate, sand it to make it nice and shiny, clean it with isopropyl alcohol, then print a mirror image of the traces on a chalk paper, then press it together hot, peel it off underwater and etch this. That's the most popular way of making PCBs in the lab environments. Of course, you can also do the CNC milling stuff, but this is generally not really how the boards are made in industrial conditions. Industrial uses the photo process. Totally trashed, yeah. Sucking from my vape. 34 degrees Celsius. Ain't no fun. Tell ya what, ain't no fun. Back in Łódź, it was 27, 28. I didn't feel well already. It's way out of my comfort zone. I can do pretty nice in cold conditions, because I can always put some more clothes on. But if it's too hot, I can get down to my skin, but can't take my skin off. So this is just going beyond my limit. Oh, Chipmunk, sorry to hear that you have to leave. Bye for now. See you next time. Hey, by the way, I got a new addition to my channel from Alana and from Aileen. It's not the real deal GoPro, but I think that this is gonna be pretty useful, especially if I want to make some footage from the outside. I think I will need to get a handlebar mount so that I can put this thing on my bike and make some footage from my trips. A ride around Łódź, a ride around Gdańsk. Plus, I think I will need to go down to my vault, show you the vault, show you the lab, the new lab tour. I'd like to make a video of my lab, how it looks now. But yeah, that's some distant future plans. And of course I already have an idea how to use this. Take a closer look. It's so much simpler than France. Maybe not as excellent build quality, but it's very simple. I admire the simplicity of engineering that went into this thing. And Fran mentioned that hers comes from the university, and I think that It might have been used in a similar experimental device, ethically questionable experimental device, as I have a few of them waiting in the vault. One of them I will keep as a museum piece, and others, I think I will take the others apart. They have some nice transformers and other interesting parts, including those distribution switches. And I have an idea of for a project that I would use this distribution switch. I've got now I've got a few of those lab journals. I make lab journals on paper. This is also an idea for an experiment that crossed my mind after watching some YouTube video about something named photomolecular effect that hasn't been thoroughly researched, but they may be onto something, and I've got an idea how to test it. Wonder if I can make the setup and pull it off. But yeah, this is the schematic for the Visomat. Oh, I think that the idea for this project, it might be in another journal. Analog parameter display for the automation system. Probably yet another one of those inventions and ideas that are never gonna make it to the bench because those parts, the IN13 neon gas discharge indicators, they have become so expensive nowadays that I probably can forget about getting them. Maybe when all that shit show in Ukraine, thanks to that guy in Kremlin, put out Putin. When all the shit show and maybe the prices will slightly drop, but the problem is that the Ukrainian Nixitube and VFD factories have been destroyed or put out of operation through all this war. No more Nixies. No more Nixies for the Pixies. But this distribution switch, I was thinking about using it for driving anodes and cathodes on multiple Nixitubes, but came up with another idea. What if I could take the core out and cut one section of the ring so that the shunt could engage with 2 carbon brushes at a time, and I would then connect those carbon brushes. There's 18 of them, both on my unit and on Fran's unit. I could connect them to cathodes on 2 Nixitubes. In one of the Nixitubes would have those connections in ascending order from 1 to 9, and the other Nixie tubes that would have them in descending order from 9 to 1. So every step you take, every move you make, both Nexus would be lit. One would show a number, and the other one would show its complement of 10. Like if I have 9 on one, then I would have 1 or another. If I have 4 or 1, then I would have 6 on another. And that would be going and going all the time. But if I combine it with the Visomat, making a little art project, and use a relay to switch the motor on and off. But that would not be the only thing that the relay would do, because the relay, if I use it to switch the motor, I could also use it to switch the Nixie tube cathodes, so that when the motor is off, when the relay is off, the Nixies could show zeros, but when I start the machine, for example with the Visomat, it would start counting, and when the Visomat goes down to 0, it would turn off the motor and switch the Nixies back to zeros. A cute little electronic art project. And of course I would wire it with a wire loom, lacing those wires with wax cord, because the project would be all about the aesthetics. I've got the Ion 13 Nixies, but I would love to use something more attractive, like, not Ion 13, but LC 513, the Polish Nexus from Dolam that you saw on the divergence meter. But if I ever got a pair of Ion 18, those Nexus are almost the jumbo size, almost as big as the Burroughs B79, B7971. Some of the biggest Nixes that were made back in the day, dwarfed only by Dalibor Farney's new Nixes, those in the large round envelopes, and by the Glasslinger's pseudo Nixie that uses neon tubes in an air-filled glass jar. It's not the real deal Nixie, but it looks like a Nixie. Okay, let's read the chat. Ceramic blocks. Squirrel in the loft. Okay, nothing new in the chat. Yeah, I guess so. So that would be the upcoming project that would probably out-Fran herself. I would definitely love to show it on Hackaday, make a video of it, and yeah, I guess that Fran would love. I guess that Fran would love it and get inspired by it. my quest to out-Fran Fran. Okay. And now let's have some fun at the bench, like I promised. Because I've got something interesting waiting there. I'd like to show you the device. But one moment, please. Because I'd like to hydrate myself before I move on to the bench. Okay, I'm at the bench. With some water in the beaker. And my side camera that I hope hasn't given up the ghost yet. And the ragchew Pro. It seems to be far more stable nowadays. Can I get an image from that? So, what do I have here? This is the Radiometer Copenhagen PHM71 Mark II acid-base analyzer. One of the devices I've got from my friend at the medical university. And it's very interesting how this is built. It's a little bit dusty. It has the lovely knobs, and the company Radiometer of Copenhagen, they were one of the best European test gear manufacturers back in the day. And they were in top of the top, together with Marconi Instruments and Breuer and Keri and Rode und Schwarz. They were strictly the best of the best. Major leagues. And let's take this lovely instrument apart and show you how it's built. We've got the inputs and outputs placed on the side. this is those are the electrode connections for the concentration of carbon dioxide for pH and concentration of oxygen. Recorder outputs, like if you have a paper tape recorder, it can even be set to linear or logarithmic response, and the mains connection. Plain loveliness. There's a nameplate in the back, made in Denmark by Radiometer Copenhagen. Made in Denmark. That's also the thing I mentioned before about the fall of the European electronics industry. There were so many factories and works way back when that manufactured electronics, and they were all but gone. So, taking this apart, what do we have here? Look at that! Those are our resistors. Ceramic resistors. Absolutely high-end stuff. Thing of beauty. Joy forever. Mustard cap. I don't like those. They are not very reliable. Maybe the caps from this brand, maybe they are better, but German mustard caps, I always replace them. A pretty interesting mechanism on the potentiometer here. It has a transmission, so that it's in fact this makes the pot multi-turn, this transmission. I've never ever seen a drive like this for a potentiometer. And those pots, they are normal single turn, but they are wire wound. They look extremely well. The wires, they are covered with some sticky substance. I don't really like it. It's just gross to touch. There's a Tuchel connector for sliding this and connecting it into the backplane. It uses integrated circuits. 1970s built device, I guess. SN72709N SN72301 AP and another SN72709, and that's for the integrated circuits. And there are ceramic potentiometers, also good, great stuff. And there's also a switch retained by a plate here. If you want to change the setting of the switch, you have to remove the plate. And this switch changes the type of the module between the PHM71A or PHM71B and PHM71 and 72 without the letter suffix. Pretty interesting. So if you want to tamper with this switch, you have to first remove the plate. So this module goes to the side. Let's take care of another one. Both potentiometers have the same gear transmission on the shaft, like planetary gear. Same gross covering on the wires. Might be degrading insulation. There's galvanic cover, the galvanic coating, peeling off the metal parts. Might be a sign of the device having some moisture ingress. Other than that, not too much interesting stuff. The PCB is of course nice. And there's the 2-hole connector for the backplane. Now let's get to the main part. That was left-handed. I'm pretty ambidextrous. I can do stuff with my left and right hand. I can't really write with my left hand, but all kinds of technical stuff I might as well do with my left hand, with my right hand. So the outer box, the outer shell goes off the bench. And I've got the backplane, the whole frame with all the electronics, all this loveliness, the PCB. It's single layered. There's another PCB right here with ceramic potentiometers. The spring mounted meter. The meter is just frigging enormous. Like, if I remove the knobs, I could get down to the meter itself and show you how gigantic it is. Wonder if I can do that. Should be easy to pull it off. I need to get down to my socket wrenches. This is the way. Socket wrench, a very useful tool. This is the way. Attention to detail at its finest. It has plastic inserts. Distance, keeping the distance between the knob and the panel. Spare no expense, cost no object. It's pretty dirty inside. Now I can take off the panel. And look at this! I've never ever seen a meter like this. It's enormous. Absolutely gigantic. Gigantic and gorgeous. Thing of beauty. Joy forever. And it's spring-loaded. Just the sheer amount of engineering and attention to detail, great craftsmanship that went into making this thing. It makes it so impressive. I definitely want to keep it and show it to the future generation of engineers. How the things were built in the 70s, 80s, 60s. And of course the wire-wound potentiometers. The transformer on the main board. And the clutches, the couplers on the potentiometer axles. That's just insane engineering that went into this thing. This one is also the planetary gear. Absolute thing of beauty. Yeah, now I can clean the panel. Definitely something to be inspired by. Just like I was inspired by the user interface of Fallout, the design of Cold War era electronics. The isostat-like switches here, they also look pretty advanced. Lots of mechanical parts, and they are made of metal. Great quality stuff. They have exposed contacts, so cleaning those it's just a breeze. You don't have to discombobulate the whole switch. Now the question is, can I get down to the main board? Seems pretty easy. So that I can show you the heart of the electronics in this meter. No teardown would be complete without getting down there and showing the guts. And now the question is if I can just swivel it back, or do I have to do some more? Yeah, one more screw. I see you, pesky little bugger. Like I thought, it swivels out just like this. So what do we have here? We've got the power supply PCB. It has some smoke and dust marks close to the pass transistor here. That means that a lot of heat has been dissipating here, both on this transistor and the resistor. The mains transformer, DC amplifier plus minus 12 volts in a shielded enclosure. And then there's a relay. The meter, the function switch. Yes, that's the function switch, and the board. Let's take a quick look at this board if I can. If I can get there, then the screws are tighter than ever Granger's laces. I will have to use the vice grip to unscrew the last one. Use the force, Keri. Sometimes you have to use the force. Recalcitrant, pesky little bugger. Force has been used, and now it unscrews. Try to catch the detail on this potentiometer. Colvern Limited, wire wound, made in England. Thing of beauty, joy forever. Another board full of those high-end resistors and ceramic potentiometers. and also a multi-turn heli helipod, heli trim, multi-turn trim pot for greater precision. Absolutely lovely stuff. Check out those sockets for the electrodes. Big, made of metal with insulating insets. Spring loaded. Then the contacts are spring loaded. And if I'm correct, this is a Teflon insulated shielded wire. Yeah, looks like Teflon insulated. Then the whole device is full of this Teflon insulated wire. It all goes all the way to the function switch. The cable bundle made with waxed cord. Semicron full bridge rectifier here. A cube. A cube of a full bridge rectifier. Look at those transistors. I've never ever seen a transistor package like this. This might be double transistor for temperature compensation. It has 6 pins. And now we've got the standard TO18 and TO92. And let's get to the most mysterious part of the device. Uncovering the truth. It has a ferrite core transformer, probably a voltage converter or some other high frequency electronics. Has a trimmer capacitor. Shielding. SGS 2N1893. and SY 13165. Looks like some nice transistors. And also the insulated shielding, Teflon insulated shielded cables with teeny tiny plugs going into the board. Teflon insulated where the high impedance, low capacitance is needed. Also a terminal block that those terminals engage each other in a form of a letter X, a cross with the prong going into the tube on one side and the prong on the plug going into the tube on the other side. This is a genderless connector. I've never ever seen anything like this. Every time I get to know some some new engineering practices, I'm deeply impressed. So, let's get back to the desk. And read the chat some more. Is it waffle time? Yes, it's waffle time! How could I forget? Best waffles on this side of Northern Sea.
Hydrogen? What?
Nah.
What was that?
Propane butane.
Oh my gosh, why are you making flamethrowers out in house?
It's my girlfriend Yulka. She's asking what kind of gas I'm using. Theoretically it's compressed air, but it's far more than just compressed air. HF radio beacon. Nice. Nixie HP instrument, Gary. That's I think I saw your videos about those HP things of beauty. I'm absolutely impressed by that test gear. Ever since I started following Curious Mark, he uses so much of this stuff. Paul Carson of Mr. Carson's lab has tons of those. I wish I had even just a single voltmeter or frequency counter. If you want, you can send me one. If you have a spare one kicking around, I would love to have some of the legendary gear on my bench. The only legendary device I've got here is the Tektronix 468. That's what I would call legendary enough. Two weeks, 200 subscribers? Holy hell, that's a fast one. Getting to 100 subscribers on my channel, it took me almost a year. Now I'm 1140. Dave Jones mentioned on his recent stream that the smaller channels have it easier nowadays to get out there and grow faster. I don't really believe that, but I will take a closer look at how if I make videos, maybe if I make 1 or 2 videos a week now, I'll do that experiment that if I carry on doing 1 or 2 videos a week, I wonder if the algorithm is gonna notice my channel and help it get out there, but to be honest, I don't believe that. I don't believe that it can help me get out there and grow, because 2.5 years running my channel, it never happened. All the views, all the subscribers, it was just me going out there, promoting my channels, promoting my videos, my channel in different communities. It was Hackaday. Some projects like the Little Red Devil that made it out there on Hackaday, those brought the views to my channel, and it was the book review of the Open Circuits, the Inner Beauty of Electronic Components by Eric Schlepfer and Wendell Oskay, the evil mad scientist, and Tube Time US. That book, that was a consistent source of traffic for my channel, and it really took off after a few months. It still keeps bringing me views. If I had another nice book to review like that, maybe it could bring me some more traffic. But that's the phenomenon of my channel, that no other video has been a marathon runner like this one. Got some 170 views on the watch trip. Let's take a look at the stats. So this one would be 170. Yeah, it's growing faster than usual. That's a good thing. Visomat, it's a little bit too short out there to say anything about it. Let's take a look at how it does, but nah, pretty usual. I thought it would take off a little bit better than usual. -1 subscriber, holy shit. Nah. And this is the frustrating thing about YouTube. You create those videos hoping that you'll eventually get out there and build the community, and you keep losing your community because at 1,000 subscribers every single one of them counts. Maybe if I get to 10,000, not every single one of them will count. But now every one of them matters. And I am pretty strict on my morals here and won't go to the views for sale and subs for sale. I don't do that thing. This is just beyond my integrity and I will not do that. This is not the Keri way. I'm here to create videos, I'm here to share knowledge, I'm here to show some cool stuff in my lab. I'm not here to become yet another commercial YouTuber that does questionable stuff and doesn't give a flying fuck about their community. The community that made them a YouTuber in the first place, because without people to watch the videos, there would be no channel. I'm not one of those people. Just going off on a tangent here, but sometimes I really have to say the things that have to be said. Because I'm just fucking pissed about how things are like on YouTube, both with the platform itself and with the community, with the environment. I think this is a sign of platform and shitification. Then the thing that Keri Doctorow was talking about, not necessarily in the context of YouTube. It was more like Etsy, like Facebook. But enshitification, it's a long-going process, and this is strictly the problem with modern late-stage capitalism that seeks to maximize the shareholders' profits instead of caring about the viewers, the community. And let's go to the content and check the book review video. It's, yeah, the life-changing experience. Almost 7,500 of views, overshadowing the literate devil. A book from the future, slightly rolling off at some point, but still growing and growing, still growing and growing. The most popular video on this channel. and it still carries on. So that was the YouTube rant, the obligatory YouTube rant. And getting back to reading the chat, who is Ethel Granger's? Who is Ethel Granger? Gary asks. Ethel Granger was a woman who was pressured by her husband, unfortunately, into wearing a corset, doing the tight lacing thing, reducing her waist to a record circumference, something like 40 centimeters. The problem was that it was her husband that pressured her into doing it. It was not her will to do that, like non-consensual practices. I'm not sure how Kathy Young was. Kathy Young's story, another record breaking tight lacer woman, how what her story was like. But yeah, back in 2008 or something like that, I was pretty interested in corsetry and learning about corsetry, alternative and gothic fashions. And that's how I learned about Ethel Granger and Kathy Young, and that's how I first found Fran. I do have one corset, but never really got into tight lacing because I don't have a budget for that. If you want to do the 24/7 and even not 24/7, just every day, a few hours a day, wearing a corset and training a waist, you have to make sure that your corset is matches your body and doesn't do any damage, doesn't press anything that could cause rub against the skin and hurt you. And that's why you should have a corset custom made to your body and your body only. And that would cost thousands. And you would have to have a few corsets because you would have to wash them every now and then. Though it is recommended to wear a tube like garment, a liner between the corset and your body so that it absorbs the sweat. Needs to hydrate. That this garment would be the main one that you would wash, and since it doesn't have boning, and it doesn't have the closure in the front, either a zipper or basque. It would be possible and practical to wash it, and if you have a corset, it has the steel boning and it has the steel front basque. and that would be pretty risky to clean, to wash, especially given that those elements they are pretty stiff, so they would just get they would just get tumbled and hit when washing. Not too practical. So that's why you'd rather have a garment underneath the corset to prevent it from getting dirty. And of course, historically, corsets were worn as underwear. It's pretty much more of a modern thing, the 20th century thing, wearing the corsets outside other clothing, like it's been done with the Gothic and fetish fashions. And reading the chat. Use the Schwartz. Yeah. The Space Maid has gone from suck to blow. Spaceballs. I still have to watch Spaceballs again. That was a nice parody. Yeah, Mike mentions that he loves Paul Carson. I also love that channel for the great restoration and the personality of Paul. He might be rich as fuck, but he's so humble and knowledgeable. And definitely as far from being anyhow pretentious as one can get. Sharing the knowledge with a mission of spreading the knowledge and inspiring others. Etching tray with a heater that rocks forth and back. I know that that stuff. When I did some of my PCBs back in 2000s, I manually etched a tray with a board lying on the bottom. I used muriatic acid mixed with hydrogen peroxide as an etchant. Before I started using this mixture, I used ferric chloride, but I liked the HCl plus H2O2 way more. It gave more elegant results. Electro-pneumatics typesetting machine, and yes, thanks! That was one of the projects, one of the inventions I'm most proud of, the RPi2 caster project. I haven't really completed the software for it, but my inspiration for this project was that when I came to work at the Book Art Museum, I was just my mind was blown when I came to the typecasting division, the room with 2 monotype supercasters and 3 monotype composition casters, and talking with the late Paweł Trysno, the owner and master craftsman of the place. He was quite a personality also. a great artist and a great craftsman. A very smart and creative person. I really miss him. He died in 2020, just like my father. And I miss him so much. He only knew me from my pre-transition years and the early phase, early stage before I even went on hormones. But yeah, she never knew me as a woman. But I learned about our mutual friend John Cornelisa, who had his own computer control attachment, and I learned about a caster controller by Bill Welliver in the United States. When I looked at Bill Welliver's interface, the device, it was just a bunch of solenoid valves connected with a manifold, with a USB control interface hanging from the wires, hanging from those valves on the wires. No elegance in it. Absolutely no elegance, so kludgy, discombobulated. It was just a quick and dirty prototype quality build. When I looked at that, I was so cringed. I also wanted to make a device that wouldn't have to be tethered to any particular computer equipment, because technological progress means that the connections between computers and peripherals, they would come and go. Standards changed. Now FireWire is obsolete. USB is still not, but I didn't want to tie this to any particular computer. I wanted this project to be a networked server, and I knew of the Raspberry Pi. This was in 2014. Since the first Raspberry Pi went out in 2012, I knew about the platform, decided to give it a go, and first I designed 2 or 3 versions of the prototype without the valves, and then I designed an enclosure that could fit on the composition caster. Also devised a way of attaching it to the machine with as little interference as possible, and no modifications to the machine necessary. I made the first version of the attachment, but this had a problem of being on a long arm, and the mass of the controller, valves in particular, putting too much force downwards and causing this to move down, especially under vibration of the working machine. This failed too much. I had to modify it, and I redesigned the enclosure, put it below, abutting on the machine's perforated paper ribbon readout machine, readout device. And this was actually elegant enough for me to like. The Keritech way. How I would design stuff. I wouldn't have S things. I'd strive for the better and for the better. If I see problems, I try to solve them. Whether it was back there in the lab in the museum, where I set up my lab after moving out from my room and living with my parents, or here in the lab in Gdańsk, in the proper Keritech. Though when I built Arbeitocaster, it wasn't even named Keritech. Keritech as a name comes from 2020. 2020 when I was changing my name. Very fun indeed, Shalkek Nemeron. HBRF multiplexer now. It was even 33 centimeter. 13 inches. Oh. Ah, you mean Ethel Granger's waist. Yeah, 19th century and 13 inches. Holy bloody hell. That's 26, that's 25.4 centimeters plus 7.5, so yeah, 33. Damn those beauty standards. Toxic patriarchal beauty standards. Did you nick one of my metal straws now? Or maybe you left one of them here. I'm not sure that I'm not sure if this is yours, Aileen. And even if it might have been so long that maybe when you lived here, maybe you left it. I'm not sure. Metrically challenged. Freedom units! Brought to you by eagles! On the wings of American bald eagles! 6 feet 2, yeah. 185. I'm 180 centimeters. Plus any heel height and the hat. If I miss my 10 centimeter heels with something like 3 or 4 centimeter platforms. Those were ankle boots. They were quite comfortable to walk in. Also comfy to ride a bike in. And when I put them on and when I also put on my hat, one moment please. I would tower over most people. Yeah, it looks like one, but Honestly, I don't even remember. I wouldn't steal anything from your place. Maybe Tris took it, I don't know. Or maybe you just left it when you were here. Or maybe it doesn't come from your place. I'm not sure. But it's my favorite and I use it all the time. Oh, it's already past 1. Concurrent viewers 14. Still people. Still watchers. Now on the graph 12 people. When am I coming back to your place? I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it now that I'm fresh off the boat. I only came back on Wednesday. And I think I will visit you this week, I think. Because I'm thinking about going to Alana again. And when I do, I might do a little round trip going to Alana and then visiting you. Yeah, I think that would be great. You're one of my absolutely true in real life friends, and I absolutely appreciate that. Stay the night, we can watch the launch. No. What was launching anyway? Oh, and I see that that Maddie of the Digital Mermaid had her fundraiser pretty successful. I'll watch it later. Nothing new on NASA spaceflight coming up. And yeah, SpaceX Starlink. But I think that already launched, or am I wrong? Yeah, Starlink already launched, but I'm pretty meh about the regular launch operations, like Starlink or any satellites, or even the resupply missions to the International Space Station. Unless it's testing some new spacecraft, unless it's something pretty groundbreaking like the recent Boeing Starliner test, I'm pretty meh and don't really have time to watch all the launches, all the space flights. Back when I was beginning my space nerd thing, I watched more of that, and now I tend to focus on the missions that will make history. new developments in space flight. Of course, the Artemis program, I will watch everything related to the Artemis program. And spaceship is also very interesting to me. Because I might hate the elongated muskrat, but I'm really impressed by all the work of SpaceX engineers, and all the learning curve, all the conclusions and improvements they make for every single one of the integrated flight tests. Like, every one of them is better than the previous one. We had the flight termination system go out in the first and second mission. Not in the third, not in the fourth. We had a full coverage for the space part of the Starship in the IFT-3. We had the comms go out on IFT-4, but that was also a nice thing to watch. That despite the part that failed during the re-entry phase of the Starship in the last one, all went well and much better than the last time. Of course, it's gonna take a lot more iterations before the Starship will be certified for human spaceflight, but I'm really rooting for this project. Boeing astronauts needs to be rescued, yeah. Starliner is broken. Heard about it. Launching a Crew Dragon to extract the Starliner crew. But from what I remember, the Starliner crew, they entered the ISS, right? Unless there was some really tough shit that prevented the airlock from even being opened, separating the Starliner and ISS sites, not allowing the crews to even get in contact with each other. I haven't even watched the further part. I watched the docking, but nothing further. Yeah, SpaceX launches almost daily, and yeah, this is also a thing that irks me about the space flight nowadays. That they launch so frequently that they put up so much junk in the orbit. Orbit acidification. This is gonna bite us all in the ass in the upcoming decades. Yeah, elongated muskrat. That's how I call him. And probably others also picked it up. Maybe from someone else. Maybe from me. Great minds think alike, right? Yeah, focus on rockets and electric cars. Electric cars, they are problematic when it comes to the energy storage. All the lithium. This is gonna be the bottleneck in adoption of electric cars, unless we find and implement a practical and not very costly and difficult way to recycle the old spent lithium-ion cells, because there's just too much of this stuff ending up on landfills and poisoning the groundwater. And as a result, lithium that goes into making new batteries has to be mined, and mining lithium, first it's rare, and the conditions of the mining operations, that's just slave labor. I definitely don't want the world to run on slave labor. Hey Alana, nice to see you. Yeah, SpaceX put more of the stuff in the low Earth orbit than in those 2 years alone. Than all the space programs before. That speaks volumes. Yeah, Mike, I'm drinking out of a beaker. Always have been. Maybe not always, but as long as I've been running my channel and doing those streams, I got a lot of lab glass from my friends who once squatted a chemical lab in a town nearby. Also got some other scientific stuff from that place. Coming there was a lot of fun. I helped them get power and water running at the place. They thanked me a lot for helping them get by. And that's Julia, my girlfriend. One of my girlfriends, because I live in a polyamorous relationship.
The other two are hiding themselves behind closed doors.
Yeah, they are behind closed doors, but they're not having sex at the moment.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm not so sure.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Based on the stuff I saw when leaving that door.
Okay. I don't wanna know. I'm
I
too
know.
ace for that.
I know.
Yeah. So, I think we'll carry on for 13 more minutes. Till the last woofle. 3 times is a charm. And I think it's time to show you another one of my projects I'm working on. I'm resuming my work on the project.
Huh.
Today I got 40 gigs or something like that hard disk, 2.5-inch old school IDE, none of the SATA rubbish. And I'm interested in putting it into this thing. This is a ThinkPad 380ED. $1997. The oldest ThinkPad that would end up in my lab. Older than the T41. I still have the remains of. And I'd like to install Windows 98 on this thing. Maybe alongside FreeDOS. And if I manage to pull it off with a hard drive so big, it's 60 gigabyte. I just fear that the BIOS on the ThinkPad wouldn't accept such a large HDD. But if I pull it off, I could make an old school gaming laptop out of this thing. Definitely, those two would end up there. I still have them.
Show them the rare thing. Or should I bring it down here from upstairs?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, Keritech.
No, yeah, Julia is gonna bring something interesting back from the room. I don't exactly remember what that was, to be honest. Water bottle from the vodka. Yeah, 60 gigabyte. 250 on C, 500 on D, 1500 on E, and 2 terabytes on F. Yeah.
This is the holy grail.
Ah, yeah. This is my red alert too. That's the one. I got it from my cousin. It stayed with me for 2 decades, I guess.
As long as I've been alive.
Yeah. Gen Z. Those Gen Z kids are as young as some of the things I take for granted, right?
I'm as old as Far Cry.
Yeah, but you're younger than Fallout.
Junky game, but
Younger than Half-Life.
Junky games, but graphics.
WD Red Pro.
Oh, you won't be
Yeah.
here. I have original Half-Life 2 in the premium packaging.
Oh yeah, I've got the orange box.
Yep.
Yeah, I have bad experiences with Gen Z. Okay, stop the generational bashing. We've had enough of this already.
Nah.
Let's not get into another generational war. As a millennial, I know how it was with the boomers. I don't want it recreated by anyone in the future.
We already have. Gen Z also has a war with boomers.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's not enough.
Gen Y is better in our metrics. Yeah. Ageist shit.
Exactly.
So that's the ThinkPad restoration project I've been thinking about. I also have to make some cash and got a repair and restoration project going on.
Rotating the delicate stuff.
And all the tact switches in this one, they are getting replaced. Cork Poly 61, but that's not the end of it, because I've got another one from the same customer. Casio CZ1. It has even more of the tact switches. And all of them are also going. That's for the cork. That's for the Casio. Omron switches, the real deal. The originals are also Omron. A good brand. A brand that I really trust. Japanese stuff. Yeah, now that I have the parts, I can get a move on with the repair project. I will just have to clean the bench first, because if I want to work on a keyboard or a synthesizer, I have to have the bench completely empty and cleaned. Otherwise, the instrument wouldn't fit on the bench.
Need my help with that?
Nah. DaVinci Resolve. Usagi Electric uses that. Wonder Eileen, I wonder what CPU you use. I now use an i7-4790, not the K version, unfortunately, on my stream engine, than the main PC. After upgrading from the i7-2600K with a different motherboard, it's been a massive stability improvement, and I seem to have stopped getting issues with USB devices failing and going out of sync. I stopped having the audio issues like microphones going out when recording. That was a massive problem at some point. It led to a bunch of botched videos that I had to record parts of and then edit those videos. And even the Keri Pro, sometimes it hangs, but it's nowhere near what I had when I was making the ZX Spectrum plus 2 videos. Back then it kept on freezing and hanging to the point that I even made a keep alive blinking LED to make sure that the image from the camera is fresh and hasn't frozen. Now I can use it for some bench action. But I still wouldn't trust it enough to install it right above the bench. I'd rather use it as a tripod mount camera. But I'm considering getting another ragchew Pro to use it above the bench. And then the regular ragchew that is the current bench cam, it would be used as a test gear cam. Especially that it has a ring light that could be pretty useful for illuminating the test gear, especially in low light conditions. Andy is going off to sleep. The desktop has an i3 and Aileen, you need an i7. I wonder which generation of i3 and i7 you have. And if I'm... Great Scott! If my calculations are correct, it's time for a woofo. Julia is getting scared.
I'm not even getting scared
Where the
about
hell
myself, but about your head.
Where the hell is my Zippo?
I hope somewhere far away from you.
Julia is hoping that it's somewhere far away.
Yeah, it's a place where you won't burn your hair away.
Yeah, and I'll get banned from YouTube like Big Clive did, right? Okay, woofo! That's the one Rammstein would be proud of.
Too hot, too smelly. Not
Yeah, hot and smelly. That's how you do it. Okay, so that would be the goodbye, woofo. I already streamed longer than Fran and longer than I usually do. 2.5 hours. Back a few years before, I could go on 3 hours, 4 hours, but that would be more of an exception than the rule. And it was nice hanging out and chewing rags like the ham radio operators say. Yeah, Mike, Usagi Electric has an absolutely amazing channel. Also one of my inspirations and one of my YouTuber friends. I'm also pretty active on his Discord channel. Much recommended. Yeah, that's the laptop. The desktop has an i3, yeah, 2022 model. Yeah, so it might be already the one of the generation above 10, I guess. I don't really keep up with the new models and all the changes, all the progress. Last year's model is totally not my thing. I don't know about the recent computer hardware.
Want me to nerd out about it?
Yeah, we'll do it sometime.
Maybe in the middle of the week?
Why not? Okay, so that was Keri, the vacuum tube witch. Stay determined and carry on.